lit on fire by zealots. This is not the kind of Portland, this is not the kind of world that we want.
Yes, this man here is right on. Yeah, come on, people, if you want to speak, please come and speak.
Alright, so we're here today in opposition to the Fascist Bureau of Intimidation. If you look at their history of this organization, you'll find that their key purpose has been to silence dissent in the United States, pacify resistance, and maintain the power of those who are in control of this country's wealth. You can look at the IWW here in Portland, the anarchist labor organization who was systematically targeted in the first Red Scare by the FBI. You can look at the local chapter of the Black Panther Party, which was also systematically targeted by this organization, and it comes through to today with their setup of the Christmas tree bombing. And I think it's rather convenient for them that that happened right around the time that they're trying to get this Joint Terrorism Task Force passed in this city, the only one in the United States without it. So as neoliberal globalization is taking its austerity measures and restructuring plans in the United States, you can see it in Wisconsin right now with trying to take away labor's right to collective bargaining. You can see that the state is ratcheting up its repression on our people by any means necessary. The people in the FBI and in this government understand that there's a war going on. It's a war against working people. It's a war against everybody that's not in that top 1% of wealth. And so what we need to do is start mobilizing and saying no to this kind of thing. This is the key moment. This is the moment in history where it will be decided who's the winner and who's the loser, I think. We got to stop their oppressive apparatuses. Resist, fight!
We also have a petition rolling around, and what we're going to do is we're going to pledge to actively campaign against any city council member who votes to rejoin the Joint Terrorism Task Force.
They will never see City Hall again. Never.
Let's start a chant up in here. How about that? Let's get Egyptian up in here.
Yeah! Solidarity!
Listen! Hear us speak! Listen up or lose your seat! Listen!
Hear us speak!
Listen up or lose your seat! Listen!
Hear us speak! Listen up or lose your seat!
Listen! Hear us speak! Listen up or lose your seat! Listen! No profiling, no task force in the Rose City! No secrets, no spies! We want our civil rights, no lies! No task force in the Rose City! No secrets, no spies! We want our civil rights, not lies! No spying, no profiling, no task force in the Rose City! No secrets, no spies! We want our civil rights, we don't want lies! Come on, people! If we look at it, Obama is just a puppet, the same as Bush. If we don't stand up to liberal and conservative, to Democrat and Republican, guess what? They equal the same. It's divide and conquer. They want us divided. They want us fighting. They want us...
How's that? Let's put this in context. From the shores of Tripoli to the sands of Cairo, to the snows in Madison, Wisconsin, people are standing up and saying, we're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to be intimidated. We want our rights. If you look at what happened this week in Cairo, they went into the secret police headquarters, busted it open, and took out the files. And what did they find? Friends and neighbors, infiltrators, spies, a whole culture built on betrayal, infiltration. Is that the kind of system that we want?
We pay that.
Some 56 cities have rolled over to the FBI, and we didn't. And what happened? Some poor, stupid, confused kid who wanted more than anything to go to Alaska and go fishing on a boat wound up being indicted for crimes he could send into prison for life, found himself near a Christmas tree where there were 10,000 people with a huge bomb made by the FBI. A guy who couldn't have organized a beer party is charged with being a dangerous terrorist because the FBI targeted Portland. You all know in your heart it's true, and you know why.
They want this city.
So when we look at the FBI, what do we see? If you go back in history, you look at Joe McCarthy and the House Un-American Activities Committee, destroying the best university professors, destroying the brightest minds in Hollywood, destroying people from carpenters to bricklayers because of meetings they'd gone to 30 years before. And who was the action arm at that time? It was the FBI. If you look at the 60s, what happened? The anti-war groups, the civil rights groups, broken, discredited, infiltrated. If you look at what happened to Martin Luther King, with the FBI's role in helping set him up. Look at Malcolm X, where the FBI was sending letters to the black Muslims, threatening them and saying, signing them with Malcolm's name, trying to start an internal war.
Excuse me, your sign's.
If you look at the 1980s, the anti-nuclear movement was infiltrated by the FBI. And now that there's no Soviet Union to support our defense budget, to support our native secret police, what do we have? We have a war on terrorism, which has been hyped to the maximum.
And the war on drugs.
You know, if you go back and look at the BBC documentary called Hour of Nightmares, you get it on Netflix, it reminds us of how the government was telling us that we had to go into Afghanistan, that Al-Qaeda had cities built into mountains, that they had the diagrams on Meet the Press. They said, well, here's the cafeteria, here's the barracks, here's the training section, dug out of solid stone. And there were supposed to be Al-Qaeda agents everywhere. In the United States, we were infiltrated. We needed to grant all the powers of secrecy, infiltration to our own police agencies. And here we are again, facing the same kind of a hyped threat. We don't need it in Portland. Somebody needs to draw the line. Let it be here.